Welcome back. I'm Haley, owner of Arrowhead Bulldogs, and today we're going to be talking about after C-section mom care. So, some of you may know, but Nani had puppies yesterday. Lilo actually had puppies today, but she's still kind of groggy from the medication from the C-section. So we're going to be talking with Nani, and we'll give you a few tips on how to take care of them after the C-section and kind of what to expect. So they're going to be groggy. They have a hard time waking up at first. That's a lot of medication to keep them under. So they're going to be a little wobbly on their legs. They'll be a little out of it for a little bit. And they'll also be kind of sore. So as you're leaving your vet's office, make sure you have something to carry them with if you need it. We rarely ever use leashes to walk out of the vet's office. I usually carry them. I want to make sure that they're nice and comfortable. So I'll put blankets underneath of them as I carry them, and blankets in the car for them to lay on. Make sure that they're ones that you're okay with getting nasty, because there's always some sort of slime or goo or something happening. They get out of the car, and as they're walking in, they usually go potty. And as they come into the house, and we're bringing puppies in, something you really have to pay attention to is making sure that you clean off the mom before taking them into the whelping area. There's a lot of germs that they can pick up and bring in with them, especially if they're low to the ground, such as coccidia, giardia, any type of little parasite that you're going to be walking past. You can't see, but it's there, and you don't want to risk that going to the puppies. So when they come in, we always make sure that we wipe them off. Sometimes we'll use hand sanitizer, or we'll use like a disinfecting spray on a paper towel, wipe down their nipples and their paws, and then that way their whelping area stays clean. But you don't want the puppies to nurse on that. So I always take a wipey also and wipe off any type of disinfectant so the puppies aren't ingesting it. So you've come home, you've cleaned up, and your mommy is in her whelping box or her whelping area. Keep in mind that she's not going to feel like eating very much, and she's not going to feel like drinking a whole lot generally, but be patient. Some breeders kind of freak out because they're not eating, but you have to remember that they don't feel good, and when we don't feel good, a lot of times we don't want to eat. So just make sure the food is there. Feel free to offer extra things like chicken baby food, or boiled chicken, boiled rice. You can do liver after you've made your liver water. You can use coconut oil, pumpkin. There's lots of little things that you can sprinkle on top of their food just to kind of entice them. But don't stress out if they don't eat a lot at first, because they will eat. And you want them to eat because that'll help their milk supply. You also want to make sure that they have water at all times, because they need that water to stay hydrated and to keep their milk supply up. So the first 24 to 48 hours, they're going to have colostrum, which is really important, and their boobs are going to fill, just like humans do. So you want to keep an eye out for mastitis. You want to look for if it's engorged, if it's hot, or warm to the touch, if she starts running a fever. And the best way to prevent that is when you are nursing your puppies to rotate nipples and sides. So one time we'll nurse on her right side, the next time we'll nurse on her left side. And some nipples will engorge more than others. So those are the ones that we always empty first. Each dog is different. So make sure you pay attention to, as she's starting to fill, which ones you use. If her nipples start to crack or bleed, like a normal nursing mom might have, you can use the things that moms use. Like the lanolin nursing paste. It's like a honey type of thing. It's not honey, don't give your puppies honey, but that's the consistency. You can also use coconut oil, things like that, just to kind of soothe it so that she's not in pain. When it comes to vitamins, you want to make sure that she has an array of vitamins. You've already done your folic acid, you've already been doing your vitamin C and your vitamin E. So some things that you can add in I don't want to overwhelm you with all of the things, but you're not doing folic acid anymore. Puppies are born, you don't have to worry about cleft palates, but you still want to continue with the vitamin C at least once a day. It's water soluble, so you can't give her too much. Her body will take what it needs, and she'll urinate out what she doesn't. You want to keep her immune system up. It's a lot of stress. Stress brings your immune system down. Make sure she keeps up with her vitamin C. To help with her milk, you have the option, I don't know how to pronounce this. I can never pronounce it correctly, but we'll put a link down below. Moms use it to help bring in their own milk production. You can use this on your dogs as well. This serving direction says 3 capsules per meal. I wouldn't give that to my females. I only do like 1, maybe 2 a day, but not until after the puppies are born to help increase that. I'm currently trying something else, but I don't know if I like it yet or not, so I'll let you guys know if I do like it, and then I'll do a video on that. But this is something that's good, it's healthy, it's organic, it's good for them, so you can use this. You also want to use vitamin E, because as her hormones are shifting, something that you really can't avoid, even though some breeders say that they can make it not happen, is her hair's going to fall out. It's the hormone drop, and it's going under anesthesia. Any woman that has ever had a epidural when giving birth will also tell you that after that epidural, your hair starts falling out like crazy. Your hormones are jacked up, and your bodies have these chemicals, so it's going to happen. She's going to lose a lot of it. She might even go like bald in patches. So don't freak out, but there are some things that you can do, and vitamin E is one of them. So keep up the vitamin E. You can also use L-lysine. It's really great for the hair follicle, for the hair, for her fur, to really help keep it growing back in. Makes it super, super shiny, and it's safe when they're nursing. You also want to use, so sometimes when they're nursing, they're depleted of calcium. That calcium can cause head tremors, and it can be scary. So to reboost that calcium inside your female, you can use things like yogurt. They have to eat a lot of yogurt. Yogurt's good for them. It has probiotics. You want to use it if you can. But to keep things simple, Tums are just as good. There's a lot of calcium in there. You can just crush up 2 to 4, put it on their meals, and it will help stop the calcium shakes, basically, from continuing. If they get serious, call your vet, because you don't want to let that continue. So those are the basics of the vitamins. Just keep in mind that you're going to be tired, so keep it simple, right? Like, don't overwhelm yourself or her. So if you can only pick a few, vitamin C, vitamin E, and Tums. Huge helpers. Just keep it simple. Other things you can add as needed. So when you do come home, she's got her C-section incision. Some people don't understand, or they think that because there's a C-section that there's not going to be any mess, and that is not true. There were still babies in there. Her body still needs to clean out whatever was left of the babies, just like any nursing mom. If a mom has a C-section, she's still gonna have blood coming out. It's just a fact. It's messy and it's gross, but it's a fact. So be prepared. Keep your whelping area as clean as you can, but be understanding that it's going to be messy. So we use puppy pads, we use blankets, and we use a lot of wipies. Just to try to help keep her clean so that it's not building up on her, so it's not on the puppies, that the whelping area is clean. So keep that in mind also. And as she's healing, she will have a C-section scar. I'll see if I can show you here, if Nani will cooperate. Roll over, lady. You can see she's starting to get engorged. Just her puppies were born yesterday. So I don't know if you can see very well, but she has a really nice clean line of an incision. And to help keep this clean, you don't want to wash it, right? You don't want to get stitches wet. It's kind of like a common rule. You can see this is where they shaved her for her C-section, which is actually really helpful when puppies are nursing. Does that tickle? Yeah. You can use things like rubbing alcohol. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find at the moment since we're dealing with the pandemic. But rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, I'll just show you real quick. This is what we do. You can use cotton balls, you can use all kinds of things, but you can use hand sanitizer, just rub it on there. You can use witch hazel. So you just clean gently. And these stitches will be ready to come out in about 7 to 10 days. So keep an eye on it. We try to keep it free from debris like hair or any blood that might come from her natural process here. And then when it's time to come out, we simply just I use hair cutting scissors. I like that they're longer and that they're rounded on the end. You can use any type of scissors, but I find these to be the easiest and the safest, and the blades can come apart so you can keep them sharp. So the rubbing alcohol, you can either let air dry if she's in the mood, or you can pat it dry. You don't want to leave it wet because her boobs will fall over top of it, and you don't want to create that wet, moist area. It can lead to infection. If it does lead to infection, don't hesitate to call your doctor if there's something weird going on. Sometimes if you leave the stitches in too long, it'll kind of bubble up a little bit and it looks kind of funky. So make sure that you keep an eye on the stitches and take them out when they are ready. Don't procrastinate. Make sure that they're out. If they get a little oozy, it's okay. Just keep them clean, because the stitches on the inside will dissolve. It's the stitches on the outside that you're going to have to take out. And a little bit of an opening isn't going to hurt as long as you keep it clean. So that's what you need to do. You want to make sure that, like I said, her nipples stay clean. You can even make sure that there's milk coming in. Normally you can just gently squeeze it a little bit. Yeah. No, she's not a cow. So there's the milk coming in. There's a lot of milk in this one. So since there's so much in this one, I know for sure that she needs to nurse on this side next time. This side was pretty much drained with her puppies last time. So keep that in mind too. You can just do a simple test. You can feel them to see which ones are full, which ones need to be emptied, and if they're hot or if they're at a good body temperature. Something also that you want to have is if you have the opportunity to have a heat lamp inside your whelping pen, that's great. Remember, we don't keep Bulldog puppies in with their mommies. So this doesn't come on unless puppies are in here with her for a little bit more of an extended period of time. If we have the air conditioning cranked up for mom, it'll be too cold for puppies, so we have the heat lamp for when she's nursing. We also have a fan. Her hormones are all out of whack. You want to keep her as comfortable as possible, especially keeping her cool and happy, which she seems to be pretty much. And another little secret tip that I love very much, and I don't know how any breeder can live without it, it's C4. Like, I run on hardly any sleep right now, and I don't care how much coffee I drink, it's never enough. No joke, I will drink a scoop of this and one of my big cups. If you see this cup when I have puppies, it's usually full of C4, and I sip on it all day long because when I can't take a nap, it's what helps me survive through, keeps the brain functioning. So, quick overview, make sure she has food, make sure she stays clean, make sure that she has water, and keep an eye on her milk and her incisions. And then we'll do another video later about how to remove her stitches. So feel free to leave questions down below. If I've missed something, don't hesitate to ask, because I would rather you know than not know. And other than that, I'm going to get back to taking care of puppies. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.